I think I was looking at the schedule, and I think that you have to go back to the Barclays Center game when it wasn't sellout that we played in front of. That was December something, December 15th or something, December 21. It's been every game is so exciting. We've been, and it certainly doesn't change Tuesday. I thought that the whole year Michigan State has been way underrated. They have tremendous talent. Tom has done a great job of recruiting over the years. They got McDonald's All-Americans all over the place, and they're really good. And they played a very competitive schedule early, and it shows right now that they're playing as good a basketball as anywhere in the country. So I think when I first got here, one of the things that people were talking about Michigan State, and it was like, I said, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if both teams could be really, really good? Because the rivalry is there's no reason both of us can't be really good in the Big Ten. And I think we've moved more in that direction. They certainly have been that way for a long time.
We'll start off with Nick.
John, you mentioned all the sellout crowds. I mean, obviously this is going to be another one of these environments, but it's been 3 out of 4 games have been this way. Are the guys getting used to this at this point? I mean, can you ever get used to it? These young kids.
I think the adrenaline before that the game starts, I think the adrenaline. It's not like, hey, this is old hat. I think it's always new and exciting. At the same time, it's not as probably shocking as it was the first times. I'm sure our guys were a little shocked when we went to Bradley. It's different. I'm sure they were shocked their first sellout here. So I mean, Slippery Rock was a huge crowd. So there's always a level of maturation with that. But this one, like the game here, the game in Wisconsin, the game at Indiana, it's probably a few decimal levels higher than normal.
On your left, Coach Rod.
John, you said the other day that you didn't think Jordan would get better unless you shut him down. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Well, he practiced on the Thursday, and he actually did a couple of things. And then the next day, he was not nearly as efficient as he was on Thursday. I expected him to be able to give us some pretty good minutes after Friday's practice. I said, well, he's gone. This is only going to get worse if we do not give him this time to rehab. Didn't want to continue to linger in thinking with the Michigan State game, if it was possible for him to play in that game, there's only one way, is if he didn't play against Wisconsin the way it was going.
Do you know if he'll play against tomorrow? I'm
going to see today. He didn't. We went very light yesterday. He did hours and hours of rehab yesterday, maybe a triple session. He's already been in once today. He's going to practice today, and he had only been half court going into the last practice, and then when I saw what I saw in practice, it was, one of his great things is be able to push and jump and run, and he wasn't doing that.
Down front, Mark.
John, we've touched on it a little bit over the last 2 years, but that game at the Breslin Center 2 years ago when Stu hits a shot and you guys pulled that out. Since then, your record is like 55-18 or something like that. Did you in the off seasons, either the last 2 off seasons, think back to that and see that as a turning point in kind of this program's achievement?
I mean, I think that when you get to a point where you all of a sudden gave the team tremendous confidence. Whether it was, I think any highly rated team that we would have played and won a road game. I mean, I certainly can count on 2 hands the times any of my teams. Probably on most coaches' teams have beat a top 10 team or top 15 team on the road. It's hard to do. And doing that, and then it also being Michigan State, I think gave us so much bounce in our step that it really helped us. Considering where we had just come from, blowout losses, Indiana, Northwestern, and a terrible loss to Minnesota at home. It just gave us that shot that we needed.
And it's extended beyond that season into the
season. No, it was. There was a confidence and a belief from our players that still, I think, remains within our program.
Down front on your left, John.
Kind of playing off that, what, short of Zach Novak hitting 6 3-pointers and all, does it take to go up there and get out of there with a win?
Yeah, I mean, you have to really play. I mean, you can't go up there and play an average game. I mean, we're going to have to. That was an exceptional game. We had Colton Christian almost hit a 3. We had tremendous Darius. I in fact thought it was a 3 for a long time. It was the only jump shot he ever hit. I mean, he's a good kid, but I mean things were going our way. And we had Darius Moritz, who hadn't made a long shot, hit 2 threes. You have to have things happen. and they have to play, not their best game. So it's what you get during this time of year. But I think we've shown this year we're capable of playing at a very high level with some very good teams. We need to do just that because we can play at a very high level, and they are a very good team.